I was thinking the other day that we all kind of love these stories of rags to riches. We can kind of get into it and see how our lives sometimes have the rags part of it. And we have our hopes and our dreams and our desires of the way we want it to be or the way we wish it could be. And sometimes those stories are helpful because they can energize us to think about, well, what are the possibilities? How could I shift and change my life? And then sometimes the reality of life hits us. We say, you know what? I'm stuck. This is just the way it is. I can't get out of this mindset. The ego pulls us back and it says, but look, these are the memories that you have. And this is the way it's always been. It's probably always going to be this way. And depending on what's happened to your parents and grandparents, we can kind of think of it as generational curses even, or dramas that particular families get stuck in. And if we're unlucky enough to be born in that family, then we just assume that that's us too. It doesn't have to be. We're all individuals. We all have an incredible freedom to choose how we're going to experience life, what our own internal mindset, if you will, is going to be, and how we're going to experience life. So I want to share with you something. Again, it comes out of years and years of doing psychotherapy with people, that shifts can happen. And sometimes life causes it, that begins to push us to find something else, to find a better way. I was doing therapy years ago, New York City, was doing my litany of complaints and all the problems that I have. I look back now and say, oh my God, what is a mid 20-year-old person know about life, right? It's like, oh my goodness, to go back and have those problems today, it'd be like, oh, it'd be a dream. Anyway, so the very wise gentleman sitting across from me said to me, Tom, sometimes life has a way of ushering us into the other possibilities. Some of the things we've talked about that you have not tried, some of the things that I've suggested that you do that up until now you've decided not to do them. Sometimes life is just keeps increasing the pressure until you finally find some other way to do it. Or he even said, you flip the script. Instead of playing the same person you are every day, you think about, well, who's the person who's living the life that you want to live? And how do you get into that person's mind? He said, it takes whatever it takes. He said, you may find sometime that you're just really stuck and you can't get out of it. And it's like being at a crosswalk here in New York, and you're in the car and you can't go forward and you can't go back, and it's raining outside, and an old woman comes up, and you're in her way, and instead of walking around, she pulls a rain umbrella down and starts banging the hood of your car with her umbrella to get you to do something. Sometimes that's life. Well, we laughed about the image. I got in my car to drive back up to the school where I was studying. And I was coming off of side street. I think it was in the 20s or the 30s, to get onto Broadway to go up toward Columbia where I was studying. And there are three taxis in front of me. One went through, light turned yellow. The second one goes through. The third one stopped for some reason and then scooted ahead as the oncoming traffic began. And there I was already in the intersection. I couldn't go forward. Cars behind me were right up to my bumper. I couldn't back up. And I'm right across the crosswalk. And as the people start to go across, they have to now walk in front of my car to continue to get to the other side. And wouldn't you know it, little old lady walked right up to the car. She kind of bumped it with her knee, not enough to do any real damage, but I knew she was there. And she's looking at me, and she pulls out of her bag an umbrella and starts whacking the hood of the car. And then walks around. Okay, I think I need to pay attention to this metaphor. I think maybe my therapist is right that life, life is like a game, or it's an interactive sport. And we need to participate with the feedback we're getting and then do some different things and take some initiative. And actually, maybe what he's been telling me is true. We can create our own reality, we can create our own life. And that began for me the journey that I realized as I looked back through my life, the times when I thought I was helpless, the situation was hopeless, that there were things that I did, that I initiated the shifts and changes, and then life seemed to come around behind me to support me and help me adjust and shift and change. And I could see it more and more clearly. And as I've gotten older and older, I see it even more clearly. That yes, those are the shifts and changes that happen. Sure, there's cognitive behavioral therapy, and there's a dialectical behavioral therapy, and there's rational emotive therapy, and I have done them all, studied them all. They all work. There's even EMDR where you're moving your eyes back and forth and you're reprocessing memories, and yeah, all that stuff works. But the quickest, most direct way to it is write a different script, because you're the author of your life. It's your script. It's your story that you're telling. You're also the director, and you have that sort of third person objective where you can watch yourself go through the play or the movie. You're also the actor. You're in the event. You're on the set. And so if it's this horror film that you're in, or it's this terrible kind of nightmarish thing that you're in, shift it over, rewrite the script, make it a rom-com, make it a a romantic comedy where yeah, there's little nuances and things don't always immediately work out, but ultimately the hero, the heroine, the whatever, they get together. Or if you want it more of like an adventure kind of movie, how about Tom Cruise? He gets into the play. It's like a hero's journey or a heroine's journey. You go through all the struggles and dramas and everything, and then you get to the place where it's now going to be a turnaround, where things begin to shift, and it happens, and he becomes the hero, and everything falls into place. That was a script. Somebody wrote all that out. We can do that for ourselves. The power of our mind and our imagination. I'd like my world and life to be peace-filled. I want to have a good ending. It's in the power of your mind and imagination to make that happen. Before you object, let me remind you of something. Your body, along with the mind and imagination, is a healing mechanism. We heal ourselves. Yeah, there's physicians out there. I just had some operations done. But I hope my surgeon didn't believe that the reason that I healed is because of what he did surgically. It was part of the process, yes. But the ultimate healing after those final stitches were done, it's me in this environment of healing. It's me with the surrounded healing energy that was taking place. That's what caused that to happen. Just like if you nick yourself or you cut yourself shaving, well, not everybody's going to be shaving, but you cut yourself shaving, it heals. We expect it, we anticipate it. Or sometimes, yeah, you need a bandage, and sometimes it's severe enough you have to stitch it up a little bit. But all of that is just preparation for the healing that the body does naturally. Same thing with our mind. When we shift what we're imagining to what we want rather than what we fear, the change begins to happen. Different characters show up in our life. Different events happen. Now, that's the effect. The 3D world that we live in is the effect of what already happened in our mind and our imagination. And part of the brain, we have this reticular activation system that's in here that once we get the idea, it begins to show up. Um, Last year, my wife had to get a new car, and the only one that was on the lot. She really liked the model. She really liked everything about it. Not her favorite color. When I saw it, she said, it's not really forest green. It's just kind of green. It's okay. Let's see. She brought it home, and it was kind of one of those greens. It's like, I'm not sure what to call it, but it's just green. Sort of like the color of some of the leaves behind me. It's green. It's there. It's happening, but wouldn't necessarily be my first choice. So a couple days later, we're in the car, drive up to the post office, into the parking lot, and as I'm getting out of the car, I'm looking to the car next to me. OM goodness, same model. I think it was a year or two older, same color. Like, wow. I closed the door, and as I'm turning and looking at the car that was parked facing us, same car, same model, same year, and yes, same color. And I bet I saw 2 or 3 more on the ride home from the post office. Why? Because we filter things out, and suddenly we see what it is we've been thinking about all over the place. It's everywhere. It's like, oh my God, it's the most common color and model for that car. How does that happen? Power of the mind. Now, I know some of you say, well, Tom, did you create that? No, but the mental process has already been created. It's already there. It's already happening for you. I'm suggesting use it for what you want rather than using that same thing against yourself. How do we do that? Well, think of some of the conversations you have when you're in the shower. You're fighting with people, you're arguing, you're trying to get your point across, you're doing all this sort of stuff. Da, 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 da. Use that same time just to be in the shower, close your eyes, let the water help relax you, and create in your own mind vision for what it is that you want to have happen. Imagine yourself as a playwright, as an author, and create the script. How does it work out? What do people say? What do you say? What are the things that you see and find and discover? And make them positive. Make them exactly the way you want them to be. Will it happen exactly that way? Some of the times it does, actually. But usually it's better than what it would have been if you didn't do that. It's closer to what you're envisioning and hoping for. It's moving into and away, it's moving away from the rags and toward the riches, toward the abundance that is everywhere, which is why I'm standing here in front of this amazing rhododendron. It's just full bloom everywhere. It's nature. Mother Nature's provided all this stuff for us. And sometimes we just refuse to see it, to experience it. It's there. We're not alone. You woke up this morning, this life that's in me and life in you. Where do you think that comes from? It isn't something that you did. If you're repeating the same old, somewhere in the catalog of these videos, I talk about a routine when you get up in the morning to envision the life that you'd like to have, not necessarily the one you're living. Joe Dispenza's, the author, is breaking the habit of being who you are. It begins with just seeing yourself in a different way, seeing yourself the way you want to be. And then throughout the day, reminding yourself, that's who I am. That's who I want to be. That's how I want to see myself. That's what I want to experience. And just stay with that vision. Don't let it go. Don't release it. Don't look for, oh, is it happening? Is it not happening? Stay with the script. Stay with the story telling. Be the actor in it. It's just as real as that horrible stuff you envision that's going to happen, the worst case scenario. That's all make-believe stuff. And then the ego's going to search around in the past and try to find some time when it was that way for you and say, well, what about this and what about that? That's not what really happened. And even if you have a photographic memory, say, Tom, I have a photographic memory. I can tell you exactly what everybody said. It's like you have the script memorized, right? You only have it from your perspective. It's like, yeah, that was the film, that was the movie, from your perspective, from your one lens point of view, whether it was high or low or wherever the angle was, that's what was recorded. But it's a 360-degree environment that we're in. So there were 359 other points of view, none of which are recorded in your photographic memory of the event. So you have one point of view, but all of the other ones you missed. All the ones where people were praying for you, all the ones where people hoping for the best for you, all the ones were hoping that you didn't even get yourself into that mess. None of that's there. None of it, none of the other events that happened, how the other people were reacting or what they were doing or what they were thinking. You don't have any of that. So no, I'd have to say, ego, shut up, be quiet. Those memories are gone. They're something that happened. Just let it go. It's part of the make-believe. And the future outcome, that's in that field of potential. Anything is possible. I might actually find peace. I might actually find joy. I might actually find the abundance of time and talent and skill, everything that I'm looking for and searching right there. I just hadn't fully developed it yet. I didn't realize that it was possible. Neither do you. So stay with it. Listen, I used to be one of the most negative people ever. That's why I was doing therapy. It's like, there's got to be a better way. And I've never forgotten that little analogy of the woman banging on the car, banging on the hood of your life saying, hey, wake up, wake up. There's another way to do this. Flip the script. Write your own story. Don't wait for it to happen. Be the actor that's on the stage making it happen. Be the hero, be the heroine in your own movie and go in the direction that you want to go in. And when that little voice inside says it's impossible, it can't happen, it's not going to happen to me, just let it be quiet. Go back to envisioning what it is that you want. Stand quietly in the shower when you're soaking in the bathtub and envision the life that you're dreaming of. Will it happen? Probably not exactly as you envision it, but sometimes it does. It's exactly that way. But it will be a lot closer to what you want than if you stay with the negative and the impossible and it can never happen. Take those two words, always and never, flip them around. There's always enough, whatever. Everything always works out. I never doubt myself. I never criticize myself. I never think negatively of the other people in the movie with me. Write the script for them too. Imagine what they're saying, how they are supportive of you, how they choose you, how they pick you, how they want you, how they're there for you. It's your story. Change it. Make it be exactly the way you want it to be. And then at the end of the day, make yourself like that little kid who had everything growing up. Loving parents, kind guides and mentors, supportive people in his and her life. And imagine yourself crawling up into the lap of a human being. And because For some people, the parents kind of didn't work out. I'm not going to put that image out there. Just a human being, a supportive adult who's safe to be with, who just loves you, just because of you, and is interested in your life and wants the best for you. Just imagine yourself in that situation and just close your eyes and just feel their loving arms around you, just holding you, comforting you, ending the day in this very beautiful, healing way. And then as you drift off into sleep later on, just envision in the evening the fulfillment of the movie, the supporting of the script exactly the way you want it to be. And anticipate that tomorrow is going to be even better than it was today. And I'm going to hold that vision for you that you're already having the best day ever, that tomorrow will be even better for you. So I'm going to affirm it from here for you. All the best. If you like the video, like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. We're going to keep talking about this and more. Refer your friends. Want the community to continue to grow. And if you want to work with me, in the information box down below, there's a way to do that. And then also website information. And just feel a part of all of this. And change your script. Be the author and composer. Write a great score for yourself. What kind of music do you listen to? Change the score that you're listening to. Just positive, everything all around you. It makes such a difference. That person with the umbrella banging on the hood of your life, they will disappear because you've taken over. You're changing the script for yourself, for everybody in your own movie. See them at their best and find the peace, find the joy, grace and gratitude. Nothing but the best. Thank you. Namaste.